You're watching the Wrestling Nerd broadcast. Now here's your hosts, Tom, Nick, Ryan, and Dave. It's you, it's me, it's NRD. It's you, it's me, it's NRD. Uh-huh. Let's start the show.
That is right, ladies and gentlemen. It is you, it is me, it is TND. Dave Canning, Nick Carpenter, Tom Sasso of the Wrestling Nerd broadcast. Welcome to episode 125. We are officially 1/8 down in the journey to get the man himself, Mr. Ryan Barkin, on to episode 1000. But first, we have to get through episode 125 tonight. Before we get to the episode, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already done so. Make sure you like the video, share with your friends, tell your friends all about it if you haven't already done so. Leave a comment what you're looking forward to in this week in wrestling. And this past week in wrestling, we had some fun stuff because we got Pro Wrestling Crate, we got Dark Side of the Ring, we got a new pre-order, and I'm moving. So, this will be the last episode that I'm pretty sure I do in the Dave Cave 2.0. So I know. My
3.0 coming soon.
3.0 coming soon. So I don't know what I literally don't know where I'm putting my desk in this new office cave that I'm going to have, but it has carpet, so I'm excited. So yeah, look for that next week. Let me know below what you think my background will look like for next week in episode 126.
I'd like to see the return of some 8x10s, maybe. The box. We need the return of the Buccaneers blanket.
Well, the Buccaneers, that was not a Buccaneers blanket. That was a flag that hung off my DTOF over there. And it is actually, I'm actually using that as padding with my AEW figures that I packed up. And I did have 8x10s. I had the 8x10 of the Nerds from episode 1, and I had the 8x10 from the wedding this here as well. So,
yeah.
You
like my new glasses? I got new glasses. Ooh, and there's a gold mirror on the lenses. They're a minty green frame. Oh my goodness gracious! It's like royalty. That is royalty.
Yeah, who needs a crown when Tom has gold glasses? You know what's weird, Tom? Like if you're at where you are there, I can see your eyes. When you get super close, I can see your eyes. But then when you're just right there, I cannot see your eyes.
I know.
The reflection takes over.
It's a transition, so they get dark when I go outside, and the mirror just pops. It's incredible.
That's pretty awesome. What else was awesome was the premiere of Dark Side of the Ring Season 4 with Chris and Sonny, Chris Candido, Tammy Sitch. And it was pretty good. Can't say I learned anything new other than I thought that Candido had a drug overdose and that's what killed him, honestly.
Nope. Blood clot.
Yeah, blood clots after flying. That's pretty fucking scary if you ask me.
It's messed up because he had kind of turned his life around a little bit.
Yeah.
That's what they were saying. She's such a hot mess, I swear.
I didn't watch it yet. And anything that they say on that show, I will learn. I have no idea who Chris Candido is.
I vividly remember Chris Candido and Sonny growing up in WWE because
is this one him? Is that him?
No, that's Shane Douglas.
That's Shane Douglas.
But I remember the body Donnas. That's him.
Yep,
that's him. That's ECW Candido.
I don't think I've ever seen this person in my life.
So I vividly remember the body Donna's kid because I remember I was coming to that phase who's this pretty blonde lady with this?
Yeah, I'm about to say, but I was watching it. I was 10 maybe when she was in the. Sonny had a profound impact on my life as a 10-year-old.
Well, it's funny how they were she was AOL's most downloaded woman of 1994.
That probably won. Put me down for one.
Oh yeah. Say it louder for your wife here in the background. But yeah, it was pretty wild.
This was 1995, Dave. Come on.
But yeah, the one thing I like to make a small critique of, Chris Candido, who of course was trying to turn his life around. I'm not trying to vilify anybody in this, but I feel like they kind of just were Yeah, and then Tammy Sitch was here, doing things with Chris. And oh, by the way, she's in jail right now for hitting a man in a car and killing him. See you next week with Magnum TA. And I'm like, how do we just kind of brush over? Like, I feel like Chris Candido was the focus of about 58 minutes of that episode. And we got 2 minutes really quick of like, oh, yeah, by the way, Tammy Sitch has more DUIs than we have episodes.
Well, they said at the end that they tried to get her to for interview, and that she's like their legal team said that it would not be a good idea for her to do that.
Yeah, it would have been very self-incriminating if she went on there. But
I
yeah,
thought it was good. I mean, it wasn't the best Dark Side of the Ring ever, but I mean, it was a good way to start the season.
it's pretty cool. They followed with New Jack. You're really entertained. I'm like
ECW run.
That New Jack episode is fantastic. The New Jack one's great.
But
then let's go ahead, Kenta.
So like in the past, like I said, I didn't watch this episode. In the past, it's been very Jim Cornette heavy.
Mm-hmm. It was Jim Cornette heavy this episode.
Hate Jim Cornette. I think he's a scumbag. And I think he's egotistical and a gigantic child. Do we think that Jim Cornette is a good? I mean, because Jim Cornette's been there for everything, and like he's been a part of everything, and he's a historian. Do we think it's good to give Jim Cornette more of a platform to like be Jim Cornette?
I think he told the story well, though. I mean, I think that he didn't. He was the guy. He brought him, gave him his first big break in Smoky Mountain and stuff. So he had a big impact on this guy's career.
Yeah,
I thought he told the story well, Jim Cornette. He didn't really take any digs at anybody that I heard of. So it seemed like I enjoyed Jim Cornette in this episode. I mean, I understand completely what you're saying, Tom.
Tom, I'm with you on that in the sense that I hate Jim Cornette. Margaret loves Jim Cornette's drive-through podcast, whatever it is. But I'll say this. As much as I dislike Cornette, he did a good job, like Nick said, explaining the story of Chris Candido, why this is so hard.
Yeah, because they had Jim Cornette, Dr. Tom Pritchard, and Lance Storm were like the three people that they were interviewing throughout the thing the whole time. And then they had like his brother and his mom and stuff too, like that. But
I can't take anything about away from Jim Cornette as like who he is in the industry and who he was, whatever. Because like I enjoy his stories because it's like he was there for everything. He was a part of everything. I look at him and I hear his voice and I don't want to partake.
Yeah, to me it's like if you put him on an episode that Vince Russo is involved in, I'm like, oh, can you just stop like bitching about how much you hate the other like the Brawl for All episode? Like I found that very entertaining, but I just hated listening to Vince Russo and Jim Cornette have a pissing contest on each other. Like in one of the, I don't remember if it was Brawl for All, but and it probably is, but there's Jim Cornette's like, yeah, I'm gonna live long enough to piss on his grave. Like my wife has very exact orders, otherwise she's cut out of the will. I'm like, dude, shut up. Just shut the fuck up.
Yeah, but there was like none of that kind of stuff in this episode.
Yeah, no, it was because you could tell that Chris Candido meant something to Jim Cornette, that it was a friend that he lost, and so
he did go in on Paul Heyman pretty good in the middle of it at one point.
Which I'm fine with.
Yeah. Oh man, there was a big fight. There was a big fight in the Canning household last night over Paul Heyman. Danielle's exact words before we start recording this episode, I get a text that says this exact thing. Also, it just occurred to me that Paul Shitbag is the U2 of wrestling. I walked into the bedroom in which my fiance is about to go off to bed, and I go, "You take it back."
And she's agreeing with another man.
I turned off Dory's reef cam on her to show her that I meant business. Because that is just blasphemy. And I know we're leaving this apartment, but I won't have that.
When I put up the poll, my proudest moment was that your fiance agreed with me and not you.
Because she can't make it seem too obvious that she's on my side. I mean, we are getting married.
Yeah, she might be on your side for that, but like realistically,
for this crazy thing called life,
he thinks that your music opinions suck and that mine are better. So take that.
I
Dave.
saw Bruce Springsteen last month, so
cool. I've hung out with him, had a drink with him, so that's fine. Have you had a shot of Patron with Bruce Springsteen? Because I have.
No,
I have not had
I
drank
Milwaukee's best like a real man.
Cool. He paid for my shot of Patron and 17 other ones for my friends.
I mean, the kind of money Bruce Springsteen gets, it's pretty.
Just saying, he's basically my uncle.
So back to Chris Candido here. Again, fantastic episode. Not enough focus on the actual villain of our story here in Tammy Sitch. I'm surprised they didn't go more into detail on the whole Sunny Days thing.
Yeah, I thought that they were. I mean, they kind of talked about it a little bit with Shawn Michaels. But
Yeah, for an episode called Chris and Tammy, there was too much emphasis on Chris. Like, I get it. He, Tammy Stitch's story is not necessarily over yet, so she could eventually one day have her own episode. But
she probably will.
Yeah, so, it's just there was a lot left out on her side of it.
So with the last year they did like Dynamite Kid Brawler. I mean, I can't even think of all, but they did a lot of Dark Side of the Ring, Owen Hart Brawler and stuff. And I seen somebody in the group say this, and there was polarizing opinions on it. But is there room in the collection for a Tammy Lynn Stitch micro brawler, or is that
only if we get a Jimmy and Jey Uso one next to him? If you know, you know. Don't drink and drive, kids.
I got it.
That goes in the DUI section. Good grief. No. There's no room for that. Like, Tammy Sitch is one DUI away from getting the Chris Benoit treatment in WWE.
I think she already did.
No, I think they still. I think if you go to like the Hall of Fame section, I bet she's still in there. Let me take a look while you guys discuss that.
Episode number 2 is who?
Magnum TA.
Magnum TA, yeah.
Who's that?
He's like he was like about to be a big time top guy, and then he got into like a real bad car accident and got paralyzed.
Yep.
I've heard the name. That's all I know about him. The Golden Era, right?
I mean, yes. Yeah, kind of. It was like Von Erich's kind of that territory guy.
That was like nothing to me.
Texas territory. I don't really know. I have probably seen one Magnum TA match in my life, maybe.
I do like those episodes because it's cool to learn about the stuff that I.
There was a guy. One of my favorite ones last year. I knew nothing about it. Was I can't even remember his name now, but he was like a biker. Crazy dude. It was like
where they talk about
the real big dude
and drugs everywhere.
Yeah, that was a wild episode.
That one was nuts.
Something I can't. God, I wish I could remember who his name is now. I feel bad.
I gotta say, man, the Dark Side of the Ring folks changed things, right? Like they changed wrestling in a really unique way because they're just putting these really substantial mini documentaries out that really honestly by the end of the season I'm always like, damn it, when's the next season? I want more, even if it's like this season. I don't know too much about a lot of the wrestlers, outside. What are they doing? They're doing Doink, Bam Bam,
Marty Jannetty.
Outside of those three, I'm not super familiar. So I'm excited. I get excited to learn about it and then be like, oh, okay, that's why this wrestler does that or this, that, and the other thing. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's where that reference comes from. I think that they've done such a good job of pulling back the curtain. That's the term. Pulling back the curtain, giving us fans a different perspective than the sugar-coated beauty that you see on TV.
Yep.
And I appreciate that because we do idolize some of these wrestlers and we put them on a pedestal, and it's okay, we've got Jeff Hardy went to rehab again and then is just screwing up. Yeah, the Usos are on their 48th DUI. It's refreshing that Dark Side of the Ring isn't shying away from the humanness of the wrestlers and the just shittiness that they can be. I appreciate that.
Just to update, Tammy Sitch is still listed internally on WWE's website. Chris Benoit, like if you Google, no results come up. If you search Sunny, stuff comes up. So
interesting.
She's not out yet, but yes,
so
no.
You're saying there's a chance, Dave?
I'm not saying there's any chance. No,
we might
she's
get a Marty Jannetty brawler. We might get a Junkyard Dog brawler. I don't think we'll get a brawler. We're definitely
rockers. I don't.
Marty Jannetty, I don't know, just because like didn't he like there was like two things. Like didn't he say like he killed somebody and then also like I think my stepdaughter's pretty attractive.
We're getting like deep into the micro brawler run now. And if we just start disqualifying people that can get micro brawlers for any nitty reason, we're not gonna have anybody else to make. Do we really need another Danhausen?
No, we don't. We don't need a fifth
Danhausen button up.
Come on, we need a Marty Jannetty or we get another Danhausen.
I'll say this: if I can only have one, I want Doig.
Yeah.
But I would also love Junkyard Dog. I think what you could do with the chain,
that would be great.
Similar because it's easy enough to make a chase of that if you wanted to. Just invert the red and white on the pants.
We don't have a lot of wrestlers of color.
Yeah,
I keep looking over my detox, but it's empty. I'm like,
nope. I never thought about that, Tom, but you were absolutely right.
Like we've got a handful of Japanese folks.
Yeah. I don't know. There's a couple. We got
looking at black dudes. We've got Abdullah. We've got the Acclaimed. We've got Hobbs,
Mercedes Monet, Maven.
Hold on,
Coco Beware, New Jack, Papa Shango,
Papa Shango,
Virgil. See, we got representation.
Virgil. We got less than a dozen black guys.
Well, hopefully.
You pull in the women, you got more for sure.
We got gold. We got gold guys. It's glow in the dark guys.
I thought you were gonna say Goldberg, and I was like, oh, by the way, Ryback has challenged Goldberg to a match.
That's the match everybody wants to see. You know what?
I would pay all the money to see that.
I would pay tens of cents to see that match.
Wouldn't even watch it for free.
But yeah, so let us know your thoughts on Dark Side of the Ring and what's happening with the upcoming season. Magnum TA, of course, when this goes live. The episode tonight, we'll talk about that next week probably. But we talked about Brawlers. Spoiler alert, if you haven't gotten your crate, hopefully I put up an unboxing video. Boom, Matt Seidel. He's here. He's in packaging. I didn't even see the jacket. It's pretty sweet.
Like Linda used to, when me and Linda first started dating, he was tag team partners with Kofi Kingston. And Linda always called him, Kofi's little friend. So we got a Kofi's little friend brawler.
That's funny. But yeah, it's a good looking brawler, random as all get out. Like I said, we got a Claudio shirt in there, so I didn't think it was gonna be him. Road Warriors, we already have 2 pairs of. It was him or Regal, and they just so I was thinking and hoping for Regal in a suit.
So 2 things stuck out to me. One, isn't he signed to AEW? I thought he was under an AEW deal. So I thought they didn't do AEW brawlers in the regular crates. That was under the impression.
I wonder if he signed a Ring of Honor technically.
And also, I seen on the packaging, it says limited edition.
They all say that. All the crate ones. All the crate ones say that. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it was a fine. People are really stoked about the sticker.
It's kind of cool.
The same as the pin.
It's fine. The socks, I didn't open them yet, but that's cool that it's Penta and Phoenix. But
I'll say this. I like the shirts. The shirts are cool.
Love the pin.
The pin is cool. The pin matches Tom's glasses.
Yeah.
What were the shirts? I haven't even seen the whole crate yet. I didn't watch the video. Sorry, Dave.
It's okay.
Road Warriors.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
It's a cool Legion of Doom. I don't know. Sorry. I don't know if. And the Claudio shirt's fine. It's a cool color.
Yeah, I don't hate this shirt because you know what? It's not black. Tom, what is this color? What is this color?
Reddish. It's like a reddish gray.
Yeah, I was gonna say
it looks gray from.
Yeah, so I was hyped about that. I love their shirts because I don't know what it is too. I feel like the black shirts run a little tighter than any colored shirt Pro Wrestling Tees puts out. Also,
maybe that's why they're not doing people of color brawlers.
You know what else I just noticed? Aren't they usually Gildan t-shirts?
They switch brands all the time.
Okay, I was gonna say mine is now a Hanes Perfect tee.
Ooh,
Hanes Perfect.
fancy.
Yeah, mine's
fancy.
This pro wrestling, the nerd shirt that I have on is a Gildan.
Yeah, look at that. I think they switch them all the time. Oh, the Phoenix sock's not bad.
Is there one of them pennant? Right. Oh, that's cool.
These are all right.
Yeah, it's one of each, which is cool.
I've heard, I've never tried, but I've heard that the socks are hard to get on your feet.
Hold on. Right? They've upgraded the socks. These are thicker than the other one.
Oh, are they?
Oh, I got to put them on my toes.
I've never opened a pair of the socks.
They suck.
Yeah, that's what I've been told.
They're terrible. I'm not going to show you my feet.
All right, folks. If you're into foot fetish stuff, this is the show for you.
Tom's timestamp. What's the timestamp for our feet paint?
Tom's Tootsie talk here. Tom, are the nails painted on your toes?
Not right now.
Oh man, so that's why we can't show you everything, folks. If you want to subscribe, if you want to get the good content,
it's definitely still a tight sock, but like it fits a lot nicer.
Oh,
look at that! Look at the gams. Tom worked out today, ladies and gentlemen. Clearly hit the rowing machine.
I did hit the rowing machine.
I'm in the Snapchat group.
Oh,
did I snap at the rowing machine? I thought I snapped on the bike.
I thought it was a rowing machine. I could be wrong. They all look the same half time. Yeah. But yeah, so yeah, let us know what your favorite item was in the crate, of course. It looks like VSK. I'm sorry. Thicker beards, VSK.
It's a cool brawler. Pass for me, but
I don't even know where to put them. Like I've run out of room.
Yeah, I gotta get a I don't know what the hell I'm gonna do here. But yeah, so speaking of brawler news, by the time this is up, Mang is coming with hashtag curly fingers. I would assume that's curly fingers he's got going on there. Which is gonna be exciting. It's a good looking brawler. Mang is a psychopath, and I hope he never hears me say that. But yeah, it's a pass for me, honestly. I'm not a big Mang guy, but it looks great. But Mang was under WCW, right?
Yeah. He was in WWE too. He was in
WWE.
No,
I know he was
WWF,
in WWE.
WCW, but
so I'm curious just because when he's been in Bullet Club with his sons, Tamatanga Tangaloa, he's been Haku, right?
Yep.
So I'm curious to see how they got that. Like I figured like he was Mang in WCW. I would assume that would be a WWE intellectual property, but
he probably owns it. They're not going to say anything to him.
Yeah, like, hey, Vince, they want to make a brawler of Haku. Oh, yeah, go ahead. Whatever he wants, that's fine. I'm not telling that guy.
Okay. What's the chances, a percentage chance that Vince McMahon has any idea what a micro brawler is?
I bet you he's got them all.
Yeah, that's not Barkin's office they show. It's Vince's office. Ryan secretly works for WWE. Pass it on.
I wouldn't be surprised. Nothing surprises me in the wrestling business.
You know what's not surprising? I got one more piece of info that we haven't even touched on. That is that Chick Magnet Phil is coming to Collision.
Oh, yeah. The worst kept secret.
I'll say this. It was very nonchalant, annoying how they announced he's like, coming to Collision on June 17th. CM Punk.
No.
If he doesn't.
Tony Khan. This is Tony Khan. Coming to Collision in Chicago, Illinois at the arena is none other than Chicago's own CM Punk.
Which is what we really wanted was coming to Chicago, the United Center, June 17th, Collision. CM Punk! He hugs the cameraman.
Tony's like his promos, his announcements, I don't know what you want to call them. His announcements have been so uncomfortable to watch.
I think it's because they're pre-recorded backstage. Like, go out there in front of the crowd. Come on, Tony. We know you're there.
Yeah.
Like Danielle didn't even think he was there. Like he's no way he's in San Diego for this show. Like, well, he is backstage, but
yeah, it's just that I don't know. That was wild. I am absolutely 0% excited for CM Punk to come back.
I hope that he brings out, like, didn't last time he came back, he gave everybody in the crowd ice cream bars.
yes.
I hope this time he gives everybody in the crowd muffins. That's what
muffins?
I think a muffins.
From the
Muffin. Wasn't that what he was
Brawler.
eating at the thing? Give him some.
I'll say, like, even like just aside from all the drama that happened, I don't believe
care.
the hype. I don't get it. Like, it's nostalgia. That's fine, whatever. But like, even when he was wrestling in AEW, like, were his matches that good?
No.
The dog collar match was good with MJF. Yeah, like,
but it's the gimmick that put it over. If it wasn't a dog collar match, it would suck.
Like, no, I can't tell you any other match he had besides that dog collar match.
He had a match against Will Hobbs at the first Grand Slam, and the only reason I know that is because he came out in pants, and I yelled out "CM Pants, CM Pants," and the section I was in started chanting.
And I remember he came out in pants. That's all I remember.
CM Trunks.
Like,
I think the main problem from the beginning is that they try to make him a babyface. I think he should come out and immediately turn heel on this thing.
I completely agree.
Because he's not a natural babyface. He's a heel. Yeah. Especially after all this stuff, he's 100% they're gonna boo him. I think. You think? I mean, maybe not Chicago, but the Collision 2, wherever that is, get booed.
No, you know what? You know what you could do? You have CM Punk come out and like Mark Briscoe is there for whatever reason, and CM Punk just starts attacking him. FTR comes out to make the save, and then they just start beating down Mark Briscoe too.
Brilliant.
There you go. It's that simple. I think Mark Briscoe has enough like we love you, you know, goodwill that instant heel heat. So
do we think that CM Punk will have anything to do with Forbidden Door? Because the Bucks and Omega are going to be there.
So that's another question. Are they just going to keep these guys away from each other forever? Like what happens to the pay-per-views? Like eventually, all these guys are going to have to come to the same arena at some point.
They have to. I think FTR and Punk versus Kenny and the Elite at All In is the match. I think it is because you can't pass that. You're leaving money on the table, and I think everyone there is smart enough to know that the money they can make, except for Punk, because I think Punk is like, I don't care about money. Like Punk wipes his ass with $100 bills and just doesn't care.
Who goes over in that match?
Punk pins Matt Jackson.
Do we think Punk and FTR go over the Elite?
Yes, I think Punk is more proud and be like, no, I'm not doing this match unless I win, because I feel like if it comes down to it, the Bucks and Kenny look at it from a business thing and like the money we can make for this company. Punk looks at it as the reputation of my wrestling career that could elevate this. So the Bucks are willing to take the loss. And
I think the Elite would be willing to take the loss because they don't need to win ever.
No, they don't. So
like, they don't need to win, and it's that simple. Like, I'm always gonna love the Young Bucks. I'm always gonna love Kenny Omega. Always is tough, but unless they do bad things. But like, I will be a fan
for the last
of
year and a half.
Straight up. But like, I don't care if they win.
Yep.
Like, Hangman, I want to see win because Hangman's that Cinderella story.
Yep.
The always the bridesmaid, never the bride type thing. And the Bucks and the Elite, like Aaron Omega, like I don't think they even need it. I don't think they ever need to win a match because they're gonna look good.
Yep. No, that's completely fair. I'd agree with that.
At the very least, like a tag or a trios match. So like if it's like a Kenny Omega match, he needs to start winning.
Yeah. I'm curious.
What do you think about the eventual like CM Punk versus Kenny Omega 1-on-1? Because I feel like that's the match too.
If it's CM Punk versus Kenny Omega 1-on-1, Kenny Omega has
like a title maybe. Yeah, so I would think so too. Like a passing of like the torch type. I mean, I don't know if Kenny needs the torch at this point.
Yep, I'd agree with that. That
And
could
the
almost
Elite
be
are
like
faces
Punk's
now.
retirement match. In a
I
way.
don't think Punk would lay down for Kenny for a retirement match. I don't think there's respect there.
Larry inadvertently bites Punk. Punk's
Speaking
I
of
heard
Larry,
though that CM Punk, it's going to be CM Punk Jericho is the initial feud that's coming. That's what all the dirt sheets are saying.
Yeah. Speaking of Larry, though, did you see on the Pro Wrestling Tees Whatnot, Ryan Barkin said he does not like dogs on the Micro Brawler Tuesday one?
Oh my goodness!
Wow, things
Ryan
like that'll get you
Barkin
banned.
hates dogs.
Things like that'll get you banned from the thing.
No, but giving Castro a hard
shout
time.
out Jason Rich.
It's funny because Jason screenshotted it like when he got banned, and my comment was on top. And Barkin's like, "Wait, your Tom says hi?" I'm like, nope, that's me.
Yeah, no, Jason Rich, free the homie Jason. He got banned for calling Chris Castro wish.com at Knicks.
I also asked Castro, I'm like, yeah, in the Whatnot later that day, I'm like, Castro, why are you banning the homie? He said he
now,
did.
is this like a lifetime ban or is this like a 1 week suspension?
I don't know.
Is there like a trial?
We gotta speak to Commissioner Harold if we can ever find him. Good grief.
Oh, I got a letter from him.
Jail?
Oh.
No. We'll find out.
Speaking
on some door.
Speaking of jail, speaking of being blocked, blocked from my field of view is the boys over at Shooting Shit. Speaking of Forbidden Door, and I would just like to remind them once again that in a 2-man race, we're finishing second to last, which means we're finishing first. For those of you who that was too hard to think about, at Forbidden Door, at Forbidden Door, folks, the name's in the title. My company, New Beginnings Window and Door. I deal with doors for a living. I'm gonna kick down the door. I'm gonna walk through there. I'm gonna shoot the shit with you, and I'm gonna take over that show.
You know what I did last weekend? I went to Home Depot. I got me a garden chair, patio furniture. Went up into the door section, just set up, just sat in there for like an hour, just absorbed all the door energy around me. You know, I opened and closed them all. I WD-40 the hinges. I mean, I'm ready. I'm ready for this. Then you know what happened? Home Depot came. Home Depot came and kicked me out and said I'm forbidden for going back into the aisle because I was creeping people out.
I got a Hello Kitty tattoo on my back.
You really did? Or is that a true statement? Or
no.
You'll find out at Forbidden Door. You'll find out at Forbidden Door, my man. That's
like, if that's true, Tom, we need to see this.
So I don't know. Should we like invite them on our shows this way we get to go on theirs in the upcoming week? Should we like lay out the invite?
Here's my thing. I'm gonna be gone for 2 weeks.
Oh boy.
So I come back like the 18th or whatever.
Just me and Nick.
Are you on a sabbatical to find Harold and bring him back? Bring him home.
Yeah. I got to go get my Hello Kitty tattoo. No, I will be in a wedding next week in Wisconsin on Friday. We're gonna leave Wednesday night because I'm in the wedding. I've got to be there Thursday, and then come back Saturday, and then Sunday we leave for Indianapolis for a week with our youth group kids. So I'll be gone for
Alaska, are you?
No.
Okay. I'm sorry. Sorry to bring up
that. Indianapolis.
Just making sure. You gonna go see Jared?
Does that mean you're gonna miss next week's episode, Tom?
If we don't record on Tuesday.
Oh no.
I'm available.
I should be available too.
But yeah, we could probably make next week work, but the week after I will absolutely be out.
All right.
But you know what we should do? We should bring a guest host on. So if you want to take Tom's spot on not next week, but the following week.
Like the day this comes out, shoot me a message
on the comments of why you should take Tom's spot for 1 week. You have to
It'll be a week from next week's episode.
For 1 week.
Yeah,
1 week only.
We'll see.
You have to answer to Tom, though.
Yeah. Slide into my DMs. Yes. If you want to be on, I'll vet
it. Tom lookalike contest. Whoever can look the most like Tom.
I'll make the decision if you're worth sitting in for me on June. Let me pull up a calendar. My phone is crooked. June 21st is when we were going to record. No.
Okay.
I'm home for that. Hold on.
Yeah,
June
I was gonna say, don't.
Flag Day. If you want to record on Flag Day.
Didn't we already do a Flag Day episode? I feel like we've already done a Flag Day.
I don't know, but we might have to now. It's a Flag Day episode coming soon. Meng Brawler coming soon. Dark Side of the Ring, Magnum TA tonight if you're watching
-1.
Yes, -1 Brawler on the
Glow
way,
in the
baby.
dark Danhausen
Curly fingers.
shift.
Glow
Major crate.
They're all coming. You too. The Saints are coming. So yes, check us out at ProWrestlingTees.com/The Wrestling Nerd Broadcast. And that's nerd spelled NRD. Patreon.com/WNRDB. Yes, join our Patreon. Little Jushin
Thunder
Liger
has joined the broadcast.
And of course, folks, yes, join our Patreon because we are going to draw spots from our patrons in the month of June to see who will get to enter the Mr. and Mrs. Money in the Bank contest. You could be the next Mr. or Mrs. Money in the Bank. So yeah, check us out on all the platforms of social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Make sure you check out Harold the Puppet's TikTok and Instagram as well. Make sure you subscribe to the video if you haven't already done so. And until next time, on behalf of myself, DaveCTheVoice, founding father, Mr. Nick Carpenter, and Jushin Thunder Liger, and wherever His Royal Says Highness went,
for joining the broadcast, Jushin. This might be our biggest guest yet.
It's pretty awesome. Don't forget to tell your mother you love her every. I'm a Hall of Famer right there, pal. Don't forget to tell your mother you love her every day because, like Kevin Durant said, Mommy, you're the real MVP. From the Dave Cave 2.0, good night, everyone, and God bless America.